What's up, Robert? It's Brad again, making a video about your decisions for the next year in your collecting habits. I'm excited. I preluded this in the last video. I am very excited for you for what this next year will hold. You've also got me thinking some about what I might do in the future. My vision for my collection is having a lot, 8,000 to 10,000 albums that I know I love. I'm not just going to collect anything. I want to have a nice, large music room of things I know I love. I've never had a large collection, even with CDs. I think I topped out at 300 or 400, and then trashed them for one reason or another. Someone called me crazy at the time. It was what I needed to do. But now I'm buying that stuff back. Some I have already bought back on CD, some I've bought on vinyl, and I'm listening to a lot of things. The VC is helping with me with that too, and I am devouring these videos to gather and know new music. I'm really enjoying it. And I don't see that stopping. But you have me thinking, when I'm 60 years old, what are my plans? Or I don't have to take your year. I could say 65 or 70. God bless Richard Riley, man, for his loving new music and where he's at. It's awesome, awesome to see. I hope I have that passion, man. I hope I have your passion, as you're approaching 60. And what do I do with my collection when it's time to hang it up? Hadn't given it any thought whatsoever. None. Well, that's not true. So early on, I think close to the end of 2015, I realized, after I bought almost 2,500 records in the year 2015, don't necessarily say that I would include all of those in my collection. I bought a lot of stuff that I don't care for, and thus I don't count it a part of my collection, and I'm working on selling that. That's a lot of work. I put together labels, these labels on the front of the outer sleeve. Not everyone realizes that it's on the outer sleeve, it's not on the cover of the album. And on here, I found that I would lose track of information quickly about the pressing, about the artist, about the condition of the record, and that's why I did that for myself. But then I put in its worth. What is it worth on Discogs, or what is it worth on eBay? Because some of these you can't find on or Discogs, you have to go to eBay. And I'm not gonna create anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not creating anything on Discogs. Anyway, so I put the pricing in there as well. And I did that for a couple of reasons, to kind of just show, hey, what are the G-word grails in my collection, ones that I bought for pennies and they're worth hundreds of dollars. Kind of a silly reason. But then the greater reason was, if I were to die and someone were to take over my collection just by default, I guess it would be my sister. Yeah, my original plans were I would probably leave everything for her. The truth of the matter is, if I have 8,000 records, 10,000 records, my sister ain't going to want to do that. Not at all. Yeah, so I don't want to dump that on her. I don't want her opening up a garage sale or estate sale and selling them for $2. My collection is worth more than $2 a record. I have some pricey things. Now the market can bottom out on everything, just I agree with Supra Wes when he says, if you're buying vinyl to make money on it, anything can happen. It's a lot like, it's probably even more volatile than the stock market, because a repress can happen, a reissue can happen, and the bottom drops on your investment. You don't know. All right, so off of that tangent and back to the matter at hand. What do? You've got me thinking, at least. And some of the stuff I would earmark for good friends in the vinyl community. Some I would mark for just close friends that I know, bands that I know they know or I learned from them, and they don't have this stuff. I'd gift it to them. It will be very difficult to do this. My dad worked at John Deere's for over 30 years, and then when he retired, he started his own business of truck driving. My dad's getting up in age, and he found himself dangerous on the road, and so he sold his semi. He actually had two, so he sold both of them. And it was very, very emotional for him. And this would be likewise for me, and I can only imagine that it will be for you as you start selling your items at 65. So yeah, I think I would have a difficult time letting go of things, because I do. I am not a hoarder, but I'm very close. It's difficult for me to get rid of things. So, yeah, let's get off that. That's kind of a little bit depressing. I need to figure out what I want to do. First thing I need to do is to figure out when is enough. And I don't think I'm going to do cold turkey. I like the idea of, right now I'm doing year-long focuses on what I add to my collection. Now, this year, 2019, I am looking at blues, because I don't have a whole lot, and so I wanted to almost double my collection of blues, which is what, 40 or 50 albums, and so that's my goal for this year. I don't know where I am in that goal. Kind of started a little late, and then I kind of, anyway, beside the point. 2020 is jazz. I'm focusing on jazz. Doesn't mean I'm not going to buy other things, but I want to amass a quality collection of jazz that I don't have currently, and I want to learn about jazz, and the VC is helping me do that. I've got other plans of what I want to do with the following year, and the next year after that, and the next year after that. These plans may change. They're fluid. I am having so much fun with that. And I don't see that stopping for me. I've been in my rut of music until I really learned about the VC. Same bands for a long time, 90s bands, and when they got a new CD out, I'd buy it. Didn't really, maybe picked up one or two bands a year, but nothing like this. And so exploring new music is still new, it's still fun for me, and it looks like it is for you, and I say, man, go all out for the last year. Like I said, I am probably not going to plan to go cold turkey. I'm probably going to go with, all right, I'm going to limit myself to 100 albums this year. Yeah, let's maybe start at 65. I'm going to limit to 100, and then the next year maybe limit it to 50, limit it to 25, limit it to 20. You know, just that kind of stuff. As I'm starting to live in the collection that I have and like really listen to it and before cutting it off completely. But I will say, as I heard you talk about what you were planning for that 5 or 6 year, now it's just 5, thankfully. Love your goal again. Love that goal for next year. Man, it just brought me so much joy to hear that. I've got I'm lovingly calling it a bucket list. I'm going to not put it in this video because it's a big list that I would love for you to try out. Where was I going with that? I was almost in tears when you said, I'll be listening to just my collection, and then, you know, if anyone donates stuff, I'll add it, and I'll get to know that band, but really I'm not going to devour everything of theirs. I will love what I have. I love what I'm given as well. And it brought me to tears because it sounds so blissful. There we go. It's blissful because there's a lot of work in cataloging, organizing, digging, and while that stuff is fun, it is nice just to listen to what you have and enjoy it. So kudos to you on that one too. Just trying to think if there's anything more that I want to say. Yeah, no, I can't really think of it. Robert, I love to hear what you're doing. Like I said, I'm going to be putting together a list of stuff for you that I would love for you to check out. And like I said, lovingly calling it the bucket list for you. Don't mean it to be morbid, mean it to be more of a joke or anything like that, but you know, I there's a little bit of me who as this 1 year is rolling out and when it's almost done, yeah, there's going to be a part that is going to be different for you. And these are the things that I would love for you to hear and love to hear what you think about them if you do get a chance to listen to it. So, Robert, love what you're doing, man. Love the vision that you have and the fervor that you have, not just for collecting, but also doing the right thing in light of your collection and your family. Love what you're going to do with all of the sold items, 6 or 7 or 10 years from now. I think that is a great cause, and more power to you, man. Really, I really admire that. And let's celebrate this next year, and then let's celebrate the next 5 years, because we hope you're still in the VC, talking with your friends, and yeah. Hope you're doing well, man. yeah, I'll have this next video out soon. Going to do some needle drops, going to do some video showing and whatnot. So it's going to take me a little while to put it together, but I'll let you know. All right, take care, man. Hope you're doing well. We'll talk to you next time.